Hello everyone, this is Agent Matt and welcome back to the agency's YouTube series. Today we have a very special treat for you, and that is the new cutting-edge binary option software, NEO2. This auto trader is nothing like anything we have ever seen before. It combines weather from NASA and NOAA's satellites and combines it with the latest binary option software. It is truly a stroke of genius and is going to revolutionize the binary options industry. The combination of the most advanced weather monitoring systems and binary options auto trading systems gives NEO2 a very powerful in-the-money punch, and it is surpassing even the best auto traders in the binary options industry currently. NEO2 is being sponsored and was even partially developed by Michael Freeman himself, who is, for those of you who don't know, the leading binary options authority in the industry. Now, on top of just Michael Freeman, multiple news outlets are also covering the launch of this software, such as the Washington Post. So, now let us explain what NEO2 does and how it works. In the description below, there's a link that will take you to the NEO2 website, or on our article, you can click on any of these images. So let us just quickly head over there. So here is the NEO2 homepage. Now when you first visit this site, this video will introduce you to a man named Jack Pierce, who is a weather enthusiast and has a PhD. He lives in Los Angeles, California, and he goes through how weather can affect commodities. Specifically, he talks about solar radiation and how if you can detect the solar radiation, you can predict how commodities will react. Now obviously this is a little more complicated than just looking up the weather every morning. So Jack Pierce and his team at NEO2 have had approval from NASA and NOAA to use their satellites in space to monitor for solar radiation. Now, for those of you who don't know, solar radiation comes from the sun in flares. With the proper technology, which this team has, you can detect where these flares hit the Earth and how they are going to affect the Earth. For example, a solar flare can hit anywhere in the world and cause an extreme drought or a tsunami, earthquake, any natural disaster of that sort. And if you know where the solar flare is going to hit, you know which commodity is going to be affected. For example, if the solar flare hits the Middle East, oil is most likely going to skyrocket because the supply of oil has been severely disrupted. Now, as we let the video play on, Pierce discusses how he can accurately predict the weather, but he doesn't have a strategy that he can use to trade effectively. And that is where Michael Freeman comes in. With the help of Michael Freeman and all his strategies he has developed and he knows, the two of them were able to put together weather and trading almost perfectly. Their flawless integration made an almost perfect auto trading system that could predict what prices, commodities, currencies, and stocks would increase or decrease weeks in advance. So now these two men, Pierce and Freeman, had a near perfect auto trader, but they needed a platform. So they called up one of their good friends, Mr. Gupta, who was in real life a Silicon Valley prodigy, and he developed a very easy 3-click platform. First, you'd click this NEOSync button right here, which would align all of NASA's and NOAA's satellites to predict the weather and the sun's solar rays. Next, you click the trade algorithm, which initiates Freeman's strategies and other trading algorithms to predict the best strategies. Then you hit start now, which will turn on the auto trader. NEO2 is crushing every other auto trader in the industry and is pumping out returns like nothing we've ever seen before. On average, the auto trading section of this platform has been averaging 85%, which is about 8% higher than even the next closest auto trader. Now, as I said a couple minutes ago, they use NASA and NOAA satellites, which is obviously extremely expensive to rent and use, which is why they are going to be charging $7,900 to everyone who signs up, unless you are in the first 100 beta testers. This software is so expensive because it is real. It is a very good auto trading system, so we suggest that you quickly hit the link in the description below to sign up for NEO2 so that way you can be one of those beta testers who is going to make a ton of money. Because of the agency's connections to Michael Freeman, we were able to secure one of these beta testing spots, and we have an account ourselves. We will post those results in the next couple of days as they slowly rack up. But once again, we would like to remind you to please click that link in the description below so that way you can sign up free of charge for NEO2. Guys, this auto trader is going to revolutionize the binary options industry. Never has an auto trader used actual scientific data such as weather to predict winning trades, and this system can do it weeks in advance. You are at such an advantage. So whether there's a massive thunderstorm, a huge tornado, or a hurricane about to happen, NEO2 knows exactly what trade to take on what commodity and when to take it. The Binary Options Agency highly recommends this software. That concludes this video for today. So please, as usual, if you have any questions or concerns, you can email us directly at binaryoptionsagency@gmail.com or comment below this video. Once again, please hit the subscribe link above my little box here. That way you can get more videos like this, scam alerts, and other strategies to help you in your binary options career. That's all for today, guys. Agent Matt is signing off.